You are aware, Spirit Guide, that originally I lived only in Vaitaku, where I aided the Rakus for many years. But out of desperation, I was forced to split my consciousness and create a second location where I might be reached should Vaitaku ever fall. As you well know, Kuzo, Vaitaku did fall. And if it were not for the heroics of your friends, I would now be under the control of the Kasai. Let us return to Baumusu and Grizz 20 years ago, back to their pursuit of Meibisi and the search for the final mark of Kree.
With great haste we flew from Tapuroku, and after many days of traveling we approached the fortress of Vaitaku. What we saw shocked us. The stronghold of the Rakus was under siege. Its walls had been breached and Kasai troops were everywhere. At the center of the fortress, in the guise of an ancient tree, was the Oracle, advisor to the Rakus and ambassador of the gods. The Kasai's offensive had been swift and merciless. Anyone who dared resist, slaughtered. An enemy long thought vanquished had risen with unprecedented fury and had struck surgically at the heart of the Rakus. Vaitaku was a hidden fortress known only to the Rakus. This could mean only one thing: betrayal from one of their own, treachery from Meibisi. Yolo Meibisi, a name destined to be spat with scorn. As an apprentice Rakus, or two Rakus, he had access to Vaitaku's oldest libraries. There he had learned of the Kasai and their spells of power. His interest turned into obsession, and obsession into lust, as he was slowly seduced by Hasa with unspoken promises of power. In exchange for betraying the Rakus, he would lead the Kasai and spread their dark word across the three kingdoms. Through secret passageways, we evaded most of the horde and found our way to the Oracle, still safe and protected within the confines of her gardens. The Oracle warned them of the rise of the Kasai and how they sought the ancient spells. She urged them to go with haste to Tiru, a city under siege, and seek out two small children, one of whom bore the mark of Kree. She told us to then take her seed and seek out a garden at the center of Nungari, a desert city in northern Tika. There we were to bury it, so she could grow under the noses of those who would seek to control her. By planting her seed, she would escape the Kasai, and the world would have an alternate way to commune with the gods.
Grizz and Baumusu, so we meet again. This time, though, you will... Oh, you got me. You got me. Baumusu, you're fast. Great shot, Rakus. Fast and true. You should be commended.
What is this?
I gave up a little something that I didn't need anymore, Rakus. My heart.
Take them! Baumusu, quickly! Find your way to the exit!
We escaped into the fortress's catacombs and quickly lost the pursuing Kasai. Meibisi was in command of the Kasai force that he had led to Vaitaku. Caught off guard, betrayed by one of their own, the Rakus had been all but wiped out. Now Grizz and Baumusu had been sent on their most important mission: rescue the child that bore the mark of Kree and plant the Oracle's seed so mankind could still commune with the gods. Reluctantly, we left Vaitaku, home of the Rakus, to Meibisi and the Kasai.
Mebisi was growing more powerful. He had studied much Kasai lore and was now dealing with their gods and demons. His heart had been removed, taken from his chest and encased in crystal, securing his immortality. It was only a matter of time before he found those marked and restored the ancient spells. We shall revisit Grizz and Bamusu one last time, but for now we must return to Rao and Tati 20 years in the future. Daiharu, an impossible forest hidden safely atop a mile-high mesa, acres of ancient woodland, left untouched because of its improbable location. It is in Daiharu where the Kasai hold the mark of Usu, a terrible spell with the power to free their gods and demons. Secure this spell, Spirit Guide, but be aware that it is guarded by a tribe of the Bear God, and by another Gangoon priest.
The tribe of the Bear God. Vicious warriors who live to fight and wear their opponent's bones as armor. Rao's exploits against his tribe are legendary. 10 years before, he was tricked into entering one of their forests and barely got out alive. As we approached Daiharu, I remember how he became more withdrawn, sharpening his blades and straightening his arrows. He knew more than anyone what we were about to face. Tati had barely spoken since Grizz's death. Only in her dreams did we hear her crying out, arguing with some unseen foe. Her hatred for the Kasai was at a boiling point. She was thrilled by combat and took too much pleasure in the killing. We feared that dark forces within her were seeking control and would strive to use her hatred against her. The tribe of the Bear God fought hard. War their way of life, death something they didn't fear. Although desperately evil and whores to the Kasai, Rao respected them. They cherished the sweat of battle as he did. Never had he met a more capable foe. With stealth and steel, we fought our way through the ranks of warriors. And as we approached the shrine to their Bear God, we recognized the familiar stench of a Gangoon priest.
Murderers of my brethren, it is time for retribution. You have no idea what you're up against, do you? You are but two warriors. What can you hope to achieve against Hasa's might? It is too late for your world. We already have a complete spell. We now have the power to free our gods.
Let me help you join your foul gods, Kasai.
Good, good. Feel your anger, child. Kree is coming, and will favor someone with as much hatred as you.
We had arrived too late. The spells had been transported to Hasa, and even now were being prepared for incantation. Kree, the dark god of the Kasai, as old as time itself, a demon king cast out and imprisoned by the gods of light. Could it be that the Kasai now had the knowledge to free him from his ancient bonds?
So the Kasai sought to free their dark god Kree and unleash him on the Three Kingdoms. I do not have to tell you, Kuzo, that his release would mark the end of times. And what of Tati? Is she destined to be the queen that unites the Three Kingdoms? Our journey's end is drawing close, Spirit Guide. But first you must visit the darkest reaches of the Three Kingdoms. Rututehuru, home to the Horde, army of the Kasai. It is in these dark caves the Kasai recruited a vast army, a cannibalistic race of savages eager to do their bidding. The leader of the Horde is the highest order of Gangoon, second only to Mebisi himself. Only on his command do they attack. Only on his dark word do they kill, rape, and cannibalize the Three Kingdoms. Kill the priest, and the Kasai's grip on the Horde will slip. They will never expect such a move, as none willingly enter Rututehuru.
Hundreds of leagues of tunnels connecting a warren-like city built beneath a mountain. Thousands of Horde troops ready to slaughter any who dare enter their domain. And in control, a Gangun priest well-versed in the dark arts. To willingly enter Rututehuru. Now, this is the stuff of legends. Down we went deep into the belly of the mountain, its fiery core singeing my feathers. Many times did we clash in angry, loud battles, the noise thankfully lost in the fury of the volcano. Never in all my years could I remember a place so terrible and more reflective of its owners. At the base of the mountain was the entrance to the massive tower that ran its length. Only by throwing 4 well-guarded switches would we be able to gain access to the tower and face the priest. Exhausted and slick with sweat, Rao and Tati pressed on. As we climbed the immense tower, Tati grew uneasy. Her mark began to burn fiercely as the sickly sweet smell of the Gangun permeated the air. Ahead was a priest second only to Mebisi himself, a powerful sorcerer with the entire Horde bent to his will.
Show yourself, sorcerer! What is this? No, Rao! It's the priest! Defend yourself! Now, Rao! While they're stunned, your bow! No! Now I see why they can cast such a spell over the Horde. They're all men! Here they come!
Once more I found myself called to the Oracle, back to her world of white. So far, I had revisited 8 periods in time, 8 events that led to Rao's untimely end. But If he was not to perish en route to Tehuru, then where? Where in this world is there a place more terrible than here? Where in all of the 3 kingdoms is there a place with the capacity to kill my master than in these dark tunnels? Before I could answer my own question, I was back with the Oracle. And she reminded me of just the place.
It is the place that dare not be mentioned. It is the darkest of the dark. It is a place where men fear to tread, and where gods dare not look. Its name is followed by 1,000 whispers. Hasa. Merely speaking its name burns your mouth and signals the darkness. This place is the root of all evil in the 3 kingdoms. From here the Kasai spread their foul message and taint the land. Guide them well, Kuzo. We are approaching the end of our journey together.
Dark times. Dark times, indeed. Even now I dare not mention its name. That dark temple, home to the evil that had befallen the 3 kingdoms. To the east, infecting the land, the Kasai's black mantle spread as far as the eyes could see. And there, like a sword at its center, was Hasa. Rao and Tati worked together, slowly ascending the temple's many levels. They worked together, yet there was a distance between them. Bitterness had overtaken them, and they gritted their teeth with unspoken argument and silent anger. They were growing apart, each with their different opinions, each feeling strongly about the path they should take. But there was more to it than a simple disagreement. Since entering Hasa, their emotions had become amplified. With hindsight, I wish that I could have warned them of what was ahead, but I returned to each piece of destiny with no memories, lest I should unwittingly alter their path. Now, only they could determine their course. The future of mankind now hung by the tenuous threads of Rao and Tati's fraying relationship.
Tati, my queen, I have been waiting for you.
I am here to kill you, Mabisi. Nothing more, nothing less.
Really? Before you kill me, Tati, why don't you listen to what I have to say? Like you, I was marked. I too was hunted, scorned, and shunned by those around me. Cast out and resented, hated, and feared. The Rakus took me into their numbers to protect me. They have no idea the power that these markings possess. Protect me! It should be us protecting them! I fought with them. I argued that we should use the spells for ourselves. Armed with this ancient magic, nothing would stand against us. Nothing would dare oppose us. They didn't listen. They told me that the marks were evil, that they had the power to manipulate, that they could blacken and change a man's heart. Ooh, scary stuff, Tati. Evil that will manipulate you if you listen to it. Kind of stuff you tell kids if you want them to do what they're told, maybe. The sort of stories you might come up with if you were, say, jealous. The sort of things you would say if you wanted to control something that you fear. So I betrayed them. I told the Kasai where their secret fortress was. I told them when and where to strike. Now, the Kasai, they listen to you. We come from lines of nobility destined to rule the land, Tati. We are marked, but not cursed. Blessed. How else would you explain your awakening powers? No one will ever understand you more than I. We are the same, Tati. Child, do you pay no heed to the prophecies of your own kind? Do you not understand that many destinies are overlapping here today? It is my destiny to free a god. It is your destiny to rule by his side. It is our destiny to unite the three kingdoms under the Kasai. So, I guess this all comes down to one simple question, Tati. You will join us and fulfill your destiny, or you will stay with the Rakus and fall with the last of them here today. You have 1 minute to decide. Welcome to the Kasai, my queen. Now I will free Kree and be his host in this world.
Let's make this quick, Mibisi.
He's too strong. My lord, I am your vessel. My God! I cannot. Oh, my God!
He's too powerful, even for Mibisi to host. I am your queen, Dark One.
Toddy?
Toko! Rutu! We are not the same, Mabisi. You are a slave to your destiny, but I am free to choose my own. I bend to no prophecy. I am master of my own fate. I will never be queen. I will never unite the three kingdoms, and I will never be Kasai or Rakus. I am Tati Utu, sister to Rao Utu, adopted daughter of Baumusu, and I choose my own path. Prepare to die, sorcerer!
Very well. The Rakus end here today. Now I will free Kree and be his host in this world. Nethral retondo. No nethral retondo. He's too strong. My lord, I am your vessel. My God. I cannot. Oh, my God.
And so, at last, my journey was over. This had been the fracture. This was the point where fate had stumbled and the Kasai intervened. But Rao did not die at the hands of his sister, and treachery did not once again splinter the Rakus. The Oracle's work was done, and destiny had been corrected. Mabisi, Lord of the Kasai, lay slain and his army scattered. The three kingdoms were released from Hassa's cold grasp, and the spells restored to their rightful place. Through her mark, Mabisi had been poisoning Tati's mind, working to turn her against Rao and finally defeat the Rakus. But Tati was strong, and the blood of her forefathers ran thick in her veins. All the darkness in the three kingdoms could not turn her against her brother. They were both of the line of Uto, and legends in the making.
In all of her years, Tati never had a choice. She was born cursed, and her life was never her own. Now, for the first time, she is in control of her own destiny, and will answer to no one. In their haste, the Rakus protected the spell, and forgot about the person. Tati Utu has now created her own path. Who knows where it will lead? Kuzo, spirit guide, you have done well. Calm has been restored to the heavens, and destiny prevails. The gods owe you their favor. You shall be remembered for this. It is time once more for you to take up your charge, and go about the tasks set forth in your destiny. You are a spirit guide. You are a scout for the great Wao Utu, sent from the heavens to steer him in his many adventures. Your master is a legend who shall roam the three kingdoms, protecting it from Hassa and the evil of the Kasai. The security of the three kingdoms rests in his calloused hands, while his safety falls on your shoulders, spirit guide. You are his guide, teacher, and chronicler. Go from here, back to the beginning, back to your first meeting, then guide him well, Kuzo. There are many adventures ahead.
And so this story draws to an end. Or maybe it stumbles across its own humble beginnings. As soon as we reached Tiru, I flew ahead quickly and guided the Rakus to the marked child that Mabisi sought. Tiru was under siege, and Kasai troops were everywhere looking for the infant. I found her, hidden away in an ancient temple, screaming and terrified she had attracted the Kasai's attention. All that stood between her and them were the valiant efforts of her brother. Just a boy, but somehow managing to keep the Kasai at bay.
Step aside, Rakus. The child is mine.
Mabisi, I thought I smelled Gangoon. We'll die first, Kasai.
Oh, I know.
Kill them! Kill them all!
The bird! Shoot down the bird! It has the child!
Quickly, while they're distracted, head for the boat. Boy, by my side. Let us fight together.
Fools! Stop them! They're getting away! Run, Rakus! Run! I'll see you again. I guarantee you the story does not end here. Your day is over. Now is the time of the Kasai. I'll find the child, no matter where you hide. I'll find the child. You have only begun to see Hassa's might. This is just the beginning, Rakus. This is just the beginning.
Keeping to forest paths and back roads, Baumusu, Grizz, and the two children headed for Nungari. 2 generations of Rakus, the last of their kind, on a mission of utmost importance. To find a garden at the center of a city, then plant the oracle seed. They needed instruction as to where they should hide the child, and so for the last time, Baumusu and Grizz communed with the oracle.
Baumusu, Grizz, I am indebted to you both. You have plucked both the child and I from the hands of the Kasai. Even now Mebisi rages. Take the children and head north of Taporoku to an inn by a lake. There you will find Rongo, its owner, a warrior sympathetic to our cause. Raise the children and train them well. But you must keep the girl's mark hidden and never tell them of her value to the enemy. Upon these children, the future of the 3 kingdoms depends.
Rao and Tati, 2 children who would so shape my future and that of our world. Rao, whose name would be whispered to calm children on stormy nights. Hero of the 3 kingdoms, destined to one day sit amongst gods. And of course, Tati, whose story has yet to be written, be it good or bad. I still have more to tell, but am weary, so must leave that for another day.